A sudden hush falls over the rainforest, and it happens for a reason. When the canopy empties and the atmosphere turns oppressive, it signals the arrival of a lethal force. Down among the twisted roots and decaying matter, two titans are on a collision course. This isn't a simple hunt or a desperate defense. It is a battle for absolute supremacy. When a king cobra stares down a venomous adversary, warnings are non-existent and mercy is a foreign concept. A single slip-up guarantees death within moments. The king cobra is far more than just a snake. As the planet's longest venomous reptile, it is a sovereign that rules without the need for speed or noise. Its authority is built on accuracy. A solitary, calculated bite to the skull delivers a payload of neurotoxins. Respiratory failure follows as muscles seize. The contest is over before it truly starts. Unlike other carnivores, this creature specializes in devouring its own brethren. Kraits, vipers, and other lethal serpents aren't competition to the king. They are simply a meal. From the gloom, a challenger emerges. It matches the king in size and weaponry. Hoods expand, bodies rise, and gazes lock in a deadly stare. For a heartbeat, reality seems to suspend. This isn't hesitation. It is tactical assessment. Both combatants know the stakes. There will be no drawn-out wrestling match here. Velocity is the only thing that counts. The victor is decided by whoever lands the first clean bite. The loser becomes dinner. Stillness shatters in an instant. A projectile of scale and sinew fires forward with pinpoint accuracy. Jaws snap shut on the cranium, striking the only vulnerability that matters. Venom saturates the wound, scorching through the nervous system like wildfire. The victim's physiology collapses immediately. Power drains away. Paralysis sets in. The wilderness observes a brutal validation of natural law. Survival belongs to the fastest striker. As the winner wraps its coils around the carcass, there is no glory in the moment. Survival is a cold, efficient business. The defeated rival won't be left to rot. In this ecosystem, even the dead have utility. The king reclaims its dominion not with a roar, but with absolute silence. If you want to witness how deep this cycle of predation goes, stick around. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and brace yourself. The next segment ramps up the intensity. Weakness finds no sanctuary in the forest. Danger glides silently beneath the leaf litter where size guarantees nothing. A juvenile cobra slithers ahead, oblivious to the target painted on its back. Every inch it moves sends tremors through the earth, tiny signals that attract the wrong kind of attention. Looming behind it, a much larger hunter has already taken its stance, coiled and primed, waiting for the optimal trajectory. The attack launches out of nowhere. There is no pursuit, no cinematic building. The massive king cobra surges in a singular violent motion, clamping its jaws onto the juvenile's skull with clinical precision. This isn't anger. It is evolutionary programming. Potent neurotoxins flood the bloodstream, short-circuiting the nervous system before the victim can even process the panic. The smaller snake struggles to react, but its anatomy has already ceased to obey commands. Seconds stretch into agonizing minutes as vitality fades. Thrashing turns to twitching. The grip loosens only when life has fully departed. The wild offers no amnesty to the young, and pedigree provides no shield. Even within the same species, the rules remain unforgiving. Fail to hold your ground and you become fuel for another's existence. Elsewhere in the jungle, a similar tragedy unfolds in tighter quarters. A smaller cobra flees toward its burrow, trusting the earth for protection. It never makes it inside. The king cobra jams its immense bulk into the crevice, indifferent to the scraping rocks and desperate resistance. Relying on brute horsepower, it drags the victim back into the light and delivers the final decisive injection. The toxins work rapidly. The struggle evaporates. The conclusion is written in stone. Bravery pays no dividends in the wild. Only efficiency matters. The king cobra wastes no time on ceremony. Once the prey is subdued, the process of swallowing it whole begins immediately. It isn't cruel. It is the flawless execution of survival logic. If this raw display of nature grabs your attention, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching. The stakes are about to get even higher. Not every forest conflict starts with a bite. Some begin with a gaze intense enough to seal a fate. Deep in the green void, two colossal king cobras rear up from the earth, hoods spread wide. A low resonant hiss fills the air as they calculate reach velocity and motivation. Neither backs down. This isn't a dispute over a meal. This is a war for territory and status. They lunge in unison. Heavy bodies crash together, entwining in a chaotic knot of muscle. Each serpent seeks a momentary gap, a chance to pin the opponent's head and land a dominator's bite. The margin for error is zero. A whiffed strike invites a lethal countermove. The earth vibrates as the giants grapple, each attempting to leverage the other into submission. Moments drag on draining their reserves. Venom remains locked away, saved for the killing blow. One Cobra finally gains the upper hand, shoving its rival's head into the dirt and constricting tight. The other thrashes, muscles screaming, reflexes dulling. Then the gap opens. Jaws lock. Fangs pierce. The toxin is released. The impact is instantaneous. The bitten snake spasms as its neural pathways crash. Power bleeds from its massive frame and the coils go slack. The victor unclamps and recoils, watching the inevitable end. This duel wasn't decided by size or rage. It was decided by a fraction of a second. Miles away, a smaller reptile faces a living nightmare. Caught in the open by the jungle's most notorious killer, it opts for a surprising tactic. Instead of running, it spreads a hood and hisses aggressively. For a microsecond, the apex predator hesitates. That tiny window is all the prey needs. With a violent twist, it disappears into the dense foliage, cheating death by a hair's breadth. Incidents like this highlight a harsh reality. In the wilderness, life and death are separated by milliseconds. Courage is insufficient. Only those with impeccable timing survive to see the sunrise. If these high-stakes encounters have you on the edge of your seat, smash that like button and subscribe. The final chapter brings the most volatile matchup yet. No single tyrant rules the jungle forever. Occasionally, the crown is threatened by an unlikely contender. On the scorching forest floor, a hyper-agile opportunist crosses paths with the ultimate serpent. The king cobra rears up immediately, hood fully flared, towering over the threat. This visual warning has deterred thousands of enemies, but this adversary is unimpressed. The mongoose holds its ground. It doesn't flinch. Hugging the dirt, eyes fixed on the target, it begins to strafe. Every step is calculated. The cobra fires, first a blur of motion intended to end the altercation instantly. The mongoose dodges the fangs, missing by a mere whisper. Dust flies. Adrenaline spikes. The snake strikes repeatedly, escalating its speed. Yet the mammal weaves through the assault, turning lethal accuracy into wasted effort. This isn't a chaotic brawl. It is a chess match. The mongoose is banking on fatigue, impatience, and the inevitable error. The mistake happens in a blink. The cobra overcommits. The mongoose darts in, snapping at the skull before recoiling instantly. It isn't a killing blow, but a psychological one. The snake pauses. The momentum shifts. Bruised pride and exhaustion begin to weigh the serpent down. The mongoose tightens the circle, its feints becoming sharper. The cobra still possesses the nuclear option venom, but the weapon is useless if it can't connect. Realizing the danger, the king cobra disengages, sliding backward. Into the undergrowth, choosing life over ego. Victory in the wild isn't guaranteed to the strongest, or the most terrifying. Sometimes the crown goes to the one with the best reflexes. Survival isn't about winning every battle. It's about enduring long enough to fight another day. If that underdog victory surprised you, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Our final segment unveils the ultimate truth of nature's deadliest rivalries. In the untamed world, there is no happily ever after. Survival is a temporary state, and dominance is only valid until the next challenger arrives. As the jungle returns to its uneasy quiet, the king cobra vanishes into the bush, carrying the scars of its history. There is no victory lap, no warning cry, just a void where a monster used to be. These clashes aren't anomalies. They are the heartbeat of the ecosystem. Every hunter operates under this crushing pressure, living and dying by split-second choices. Strike too soon and you starve. Strike too late and you die. The king cobra persists not through fearlessness but through discipline. It waits. It analyzes. And when it moves, it commits with total conviction. Venom makes it dangerous. Precision makes it a king. Awareness is the key. Even the deadliest arsenal is worthless without the perfect sense of timing. It is this brutal reality that allows smaller prey to slip away and agile strikers to make even a monarch retreat. Out here, sharp wits and quick shifts in tactic weigh just as heavy as brute force. Not one killer is invincible, and no throne stands forever. The jungle is always tilting the scales of command, putting every soul that dares to breathe within its grip through the ultimate trial. The one stalking now might be the meal come dawn. The wild holds no nostalgia for past glories. It only keeps score of the final outcome. As night creeps in and the canopy sighs, subtle shifts betray that the wheel has started turning once more. Close by in the gloom, a different assassin is biding its time. One more heart beats on the edge of extinction. The ancient laws stand firm. Only the victims and the victors switch places. If this final showdown kept you glued to the screen, smash that like button, sub to the channel, and ring the bell for more raw nature battles. Drop a comment on which toxic terror you want to track next. The wild has endless tales left to hiss.